most people, everyone's familiar with training zones. So they've been around for a long time. But I would say the traditional 5-zone model is the one that's obviously much more popular and much more regularly utilized by endurance athletes of all sports, basically. So one of the biggest issues, though, that was identified with the 5-zone model is that there was an argument against this use because they didn't say it, like the actual zones didn't traditionally demarcate the true physiological turn points in your body. So the argument for the 3-zone model was that as a general rule, we're looking for things like ventilatory threshold 1 and ventilatory threshold 2, or what most people would probably refer to as aerobic threshold and anaerobic threshold. So there's some really good evidence to support that the 3-zone model does a great job of actually demarcating those specific thresholds. So 80% is a pretty good guide for your aerobic threshold. Okay, 90% is a pretty good guide too for your anaerobic threshold. So essentially those two thresholds basically delineate your intensity domains. So under 80%, low intensity, 80 to 90, moderate or threshold intensity, and above 90 is regarded as high intensity. So that's there's lots of good research on training. Once you look at training intensity distribution literature, you'll see that it's all underpinned by this research around the use of 3-zone models. The other thing I would say is that for me, it is just a much simpler process. So when you're trying to quantify training intensity, instead of trying to integrate it in this complex 5-zone model, the 3-zone model just simplifies it. I think it makes it much easier for people to understand. And also when you're quantifying your training, you're kind of not having to worry about 2 additional zones that really don't tell you anything. So for me, it ticks a number of boxes, and the fact that it's backed up by really strong scientific evidence certainly adds credence to that and helps justify my investment and use of it.